guys, and welcome back to Saving Skylands once again for a ranking video. You guys really seem to like the ranking videos, so we're going to keep them coming. So today I bring to you the top 10 best weapons out of all the Skylanders. But that obviously seemed like a lot of Skylanders to be able to narrow it down into 10. So I brought in some help.
Hey there everyone, Igknightthefire here. For those of you who don't know me, I'm really excited to be joining Saving Skylands for the top 10 weapons in Skylanders today. So without further ado, I suppose we should really get on with the collaboration.
So me and Igknightthefire are going to give you guys our top 5s. And you guys let us know in the comments what your favorite weapons are. Igknight, get us started.
Number 5, I'm gonna go with Zulu right here. And what's really cool about Zulu is, first of all, for the creature that he is, he's like a panda bear type thing, and you often see in cartoons bears with clubs and all that. So naturally, having Zulu's weapon be a combination of both a staff and a club just really leans itself very well to the creature they picked out for the design work. And overall, for staff, I love it so much because of its embodiments. You can see on the staff physically a wolf, a bird, and a boar spirit, and those are of course the 3 spirit creatures that Zulu can summon. I mean, Zulu in of itself is the name for some African thing, which, you know, just makes Zulu actually incredibly cultural based on a name standpoint and for summoning of spirit animals. So the weapon just adding so well to the design and characterization of Zulu is ultimately what makes it such a favorite of mine.
So at my number 5, I have Fiesta. And honestly, I'm not a fan of Fiesta really, but I can admit he has an awesome weapon, awesome look, and everything with it. Like, he shoots out little music notes and everything. Like, I don't even think another Skylander even uses music. I may be wrong, let me know, but I don't think there's another musical Skylander. I don't know, you guys can see most of my Skylanders, but I don't think there is. But it's very cool design. He's got this little trumpet and everything, and he's fun to play as, but personally not a fan, but that's not what it's about. It's about the weapon, and weapon's 10 out of 10.
So for my number 4, I have a shockingly basic weapon, but sometimes basic weapons executed to perfection can be the finest things, and in this case that's going to be Shroomboom with his slingshot. So what's really cool about this is that it actually acts like a slingshot. The fungus you launch are at strange angles, they bounce around, they have, you know, inaccurate speeds most of the time. So naturally, the shocking realism of this slingshot is what makes it really cool. But by far, the best thing about it is that Shroomboom can put himself into the slingshot and fire himself off. It's just so creative and perfectly executed. You know, it's a basic weapon, and slingshots like this are the kind of things that you'd see running around in the medieval ages. So that replication for the fantasy element of Skylanders is truly what makes this character expansive, because as I always say, Skylanders at its heart is a fantasy franchise, and fantasy taking inspiration from medieval times is common, and so getting to see that with such perfection here is a welcome sight to my eyes, hence why Shroomboom's weapon, his slingshot specifically, is one of my absolute favourites in Skylanders.
So for my number 4, definitely Thunderbolt's toothbrush. Nah, I'm just kidding. If you guys don't know how this got on there, it's my repairing Skylanders video. Hilarious, I got hit in the face. But my actual number 4 is actually Airstrike. And yes, I know my bird's missing a wing, but it's the bird. The bird is amazing, and it's so unexpected to, you know, just call upon a bird. Like, he literally just like, you know, go attack there, go attack there. Like, it's super cool, super creative, super powerful as well. He's an excellent Skylander with an excellent design with his weapons, and everything else about him is literally amazing.
Okay, so next up I have Igknighter. You knew my bias had to show through at some point, right? Because with this character, first of all, the sword and the axe are glorious. I mean, they could just be a sword or an axe. They aren't. They're a sword and an axe that are on fire. That's the gloriousness of it, really. You know, getting to see these weapons ablaze is really cool and fine attention to detail, but once you upgrade these weapons, that's when their true potential is realized. because a fully upgraded sword of Igknighter has like edges along the blades, so ultimately it's better for cutting due to the natural sharpness of the blade edges, and on top of that it ironically has a pattern resembling that of actual fire. So it's a sword that looks like on fire, which is in and of itself on fire. That is just absolute raw awesomeness. There's no other way of putting it. Hence why Igknighter is number 3 on my portion of the list right here.
For my number 3, we have a very underrated Skylander, in my opinion, because it got lost in the huge amount of SWAT Force cores and one of Series 3s, and that would be Starstrike. And this is my light core version. The normal version's down there, but I think this one looks cooler, so I brought it out for you guys. Is her little like fan things. I don't know what they are, but they're super cool, super creative, and they're like, she's very like magical, so they shoot out like little orbs and stuff, and it's really cool. And she can like make it rain down. She can make it rain. Anyways, but no, they're super cool. Here, I'll give you guys a little closer look. If you don't have Starstrike, I do recommend. She's one of my favorite cores from SWAT Force, and she's super creative.
Number 2, I have Wildfire. You knew that Trapmasters had to sneak their way onto this list somehow, given that their Traptanium weapons truly bring weaponry and Skylanders to a whole new level. And with Wildfire's shield, what's so cool about it is, well, if I flip it around, as you saw earlier, it has a face embodied within it, and the attention to detail is striking. It's huge, it's well textured, it really adds to the toy element of this figurine to just truly present an intimidating force that enemies should be frightful of. And because of how intimidating this guy would seem to enemies, it makes you want to play as him. So ultimately the shield just makes Wildfire look like more of a beast, and that's incredibly accurate too, because that's exactly what he's like in game. He's so beastly and awesome. So yes, it's a combination of, you know, for ideology of the shield, for protectiveness and the intimidation it creates, as well as just for sheer amount of attention to detail on it with the face and all that. Chill got very close to being on this list. She also has a shield with a face on it, but it's not as big in scale or as intimidating as Wildfire's here. So the fact that he just takes what Chill did right up to the next level and perfectly expands upon it is ultimately what makes Wildfire the successful predecessor to her. You could go as far to saying, man, you're gonna glare from my light and everything now, so I should definitely end up this clip before I wind up.
So for my number 2 spot, we have a Trapmaster, my last one I ever collected, well, that I needed, and it would be Gear Shift. Now, Gear Shift is for anyone. That's just the beauty of Gear Shift. Her weapon transforms into 3 different modes. So if you want range, it can transform into a ranged attack. If you like a dual blade that attacks fast, it's like a combo of 3, she can do it. If you just like one big attack, she can do it. And it's all because of this lovely gear here. And it's a simple design, but it's absolutely flawless in game.
Number 1, I saw a particular Skylander on the Skylanders Trap Team poster and knew immediately that this was the greatest weapon I'd ever seen in gaming history. That goes to Shortcut. Yeah, this gave me the opportunity to flex about my crystal version, which is completely translucent, but the weaponry still remains the same awesomeness, because we are talking about a figurine that's the size of a core at best. But then the scissors are twice the size of him. And not to mention, all over the figurine, he has scars and cuts, probably from those scissors right now. That is an amazing attention to detail and just adds a lot of personality to the character. This is some of the only weaponry in Skylanders to where the weaponry is more expressive than the character itself, just how big they are. And just the idea, the concept alone, someone had to create the idea of this ragdoll carrying around a massive pair of Traptanium scissors. The fact that someone came up with that boggles my mind, because it's just such an ingenious idea. I want to see, or more explicitly even, I want to meet the person who came up with this character and shake their hand, because I love the concept behind it so much, and the scissors just executes it to perfection. So yes, that means Shortcut, without a shadow of doubt, comes in at number 1 for my list right now. But this is where I'm going to end off. I'm going to put this down whilst the glare is annoying even me at this point. So thank you so much to SavingSkylands for including me in this video. It was a blast to record my favourite weapons right now and just ultimately geek out about Zulu, culture, and more importantly, weapons themselves, of course, and for whole medieval inspiration behind them. Again, given into Skylanders fantasy roots, and I just love the fantasy genre. And I'm rambling on again, so it's about time we cut back to SavingSkylands, so this video is less than 24 hours long. Thank you again to SavingSkylands. Subscribe to his channel. I've been watching his content thoroughly, and it is incredibly enjoyable. I really respect this guy's level of professionalism. So if there ever was a SkyTuber worth subscribing to, it's this guy. And with that being said, I'm out. Crap, my head's still in the frame.
Now, for my number 1, this was very difficult, but not really. Once I looked around for 5 seconds, that would be Rattleshake. Rattleshake's weapon is literally a snake, and when I say it, it sounds stupid, it sounds simple, but like just look at it. Look at it. I don't know where the camera's at. I think it's right there. But anyways, it's super cool, and he literally he just attached a handle to the middle of its neck, and he's like, but he's like forcing it to shoot venom out. It sounds horrible now that I'm saying it, but super creative. Somebody had a messed up mind making it, but someone like me. And then he literally, if you charge it up, he just launches the snake. Just so it's super creative, and it looks really cool in it. You know, the cool thing, and I'm all about like matching. If you guys watch my creating Imaginator videos, it's all about matching, and his snake matches the rest of him. It just goes along with everything with him, and he's a snake himself, so he shoots a little version of himself, I guess. I don't know. It's super cool, super creative, and that's why it gets my number 1 spot. So there you guys have it, me and Igknightthefire's top 5 weapons of all the Skylanders. And I know that's a lot, but we were able to narrow it down into 10. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let us know in the comments what weapons you think are awesome. Other than that, thank you, Igknightthefire, for coming on and talking with me about our favorite weapons and letting everybody know how awesome we are. Other than that, I really have nothing else to say, and I stink at goodbyes. So make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Go subscribe to Igknightthefire. I just think he passed 1.6K. So congrats to him, and go get it to like 1.7. Let's do that. Alright, I'll see you guys soon.